Hello. Hello. Good evening, guys. Good evening. We are here for another day of development. Game development. How to build games. How to build video games. How to improve video games. This is what we like doing and learning. We are not experts, but you know, the more we do it, the more we learn. Also, we are learning this new engine, which is Unreal Engine, which is a very nice engine. So working on it. Oh fuck! I didn't wait. I didn't start my webcam application. I was feeling I was missing something, but there is a new update, it seems, of the webcam app. 1 second, I'm just launching it. 1 second, 1 second. No, seems to be fine. Seems to be fine. I just need to click a few buttons here and there, calibrate, and do similar stuff. Okay, seems to be working. Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. We are here for another evening of development. Oh yeah, and tonight we are gonna look at tribes. Tribes is a very interesting function of our game. I also have some other stuff I can show you. Wait. Where is it? Wait a second. Let me because I received. Just need to find it though. Because my hard disks, you know, are kind of complex. There is a lot of stuff. I don't know if I can do it now. Updated badges. Extract to updated badges. So Epic Games, which is the maker of Unreal Engine, sent me the badges that we can use. Let me see. Wow, it's so complex. A million files. It's a million files. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try this one and this one. Why is empty? Interesting. So it's a PNG, but in reality it's empty. Why? There it is. Let me check this other one. No, I prefer the first one. So we have been selected. You know it already because I announced it a few days ago. I don't remember. But anyways, I already told you that we have been selected by Epic for a mega grant. What is a mega grant? Mega grant is a program made by Epic in which they are choosing projects that are under construction, so they are getting built like ours, and they try to support you, okay, because they want you to succeed, because you are on their technology, you are using their technology, and so they want you to succeed. So they selected Planeshift for an Epic Mega Grant. And now the procedure is basically completed. So they also send me the badges, which is like this badge. that I can place everywhere I want, right? Maybe we can place it on the stream. Why not? I can place it somewhere on the stream. Let me try. Let me go in this scene and maybe we can put it. Let me try to add an image, add source, and we will call it Epic Mega Grants. And we will browse and we will select it doesn't have a background, so or we put it on a back because it's transparent, so or we put it on a background, or can I have a background? No, huh? Interesting. I can put it on my face. I mean, you see it's this logo, but it's transparent, so but anyway, I will find a good place, you know. Yeah, interior on a white is perfect. I will have to like fill it up with a white. Well, I can do it quickly actually, because if I have GIMP open, do I have GIMP open? I do. So if we do this, easy, and then we do new layer, and then we add the new layer which is on the background, and we fill the layer with white, right? What is the fill? I always I see, is where the gradient is, and we fill it with white, right? You see. Then maybe if we really want, we can also do a kind of an effect. I mean, we can also, you know, not make it perfectly. Do we want? I don't know. Do we want to make it not perfectly perfect? Like round? Do we want to make it round? By the way, their marketing department is very specific, you know, on how to use it. So they tell you exactly in which format and why and how, and don't change this and don't change that, you know. So actually we have to be a bit careful. I think already this one probably they will not like. But what if we just wait, what if we just, instead of doing this, what if we just remove, you know, the outside, right? And we save it like this. I think like this is better, right? So I will do a save as, no, an export as, and we will call it 2. And then I will try to put it on our stream, my friends, on our stream here at the bottom, but with the new thingy that I did. So this one I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it, property. Hello, Hula. Good evening. Okay, so now basically if I change, you know, the if I change from black to is still there. Nice. I will leave it there for a bit, okay, so that we can celebrate. Maybe I'll put it also. I will put it also on the stream information. I don't know, but anyway, the point is that tonight. Let me just check one thing quickly. No, it's okay. Okay. What I want to do tonight is tribes, right? I think I need to create a mission for tribes. because tribes is, I mean, it's big. I mean, it's big. I don't know if it's big, but anyways, something very important in our game that has never been developed, you know, to the extent that I was thinking to tribes, but has been developed anyway quite a bit. So let me go to PS local. Let me search for tribes, but I think we don't have a tribe mission. Exactly, we don't have it. We don't have it because we never worked on it, and it's okay. And it's absolutely okay. So we can create a new mission. Let's create a new mission, boys. Let's create a new mission with a nice black background. And the mission will be called Tribes. Okay, tribes. What do we need to do for tribes? Hey, what do we need to do? Actually, there is quite a bit to do because we need to port the existing functionality. I mean, I'm not going to invent anything new at the moment on tribes because I think that if I do, it will just take too much time, right? So we want to port it just to be with the objective in mind that we want to, you know, start the new Unreal Engine game as soon as possible, migrating from the old one. Corona di alloro. You want, eh? I understand what you mean. Hello, Sean. Your favorite tiger, eh? Ah, look at this. Ah. My teeth are pretty scary, eh? Look. Teeth are pretty scary because I eat a lot, you know. Okay, so basically we need to port a few things. Something that is called recipe. Something that is called tribes, something that is called asset, and something that is called recipe manager. And pretty much that's it. I know there is also a recipe tree, but recipe tree node I think is inside recipe manager. Is okay. So we need to port all this stuff and be sure that at least the C++ is compiling, right? This will be the first objective. Then we will have to test with the sample tribe, right? And we need to see, take with sample tribe, mainly the loading. Test the loading of a sample tribe. And then we will need to test some of the functionality of tribes. So for example, you know, the roaming, but also the growth of the tribe, because the tribe can actually grow and make new members. And also we will have to test the building, because they can actually create buildings, and also maybe the collection of materials, right? These are pretty much the things that we need to test. Now, just to remind you that at the moment we are not so far, right, from let me save it under local, and we will call it Unreal Engine Mission Tribes. We are not too far from switching from the old game to the new game. I don't think we are too far, but there are two big missing pieces. One is tribes, and the second one is music. So the ability to actually play instruments. Now, I don't know if I want to do music before switching, but I think it would be probably a good idea. It would be probably a good idea. By the way, I'm super pumped that we are a Mega Grant recipient. I mean, seeing the logo there on the stream makes my heart feel all nice and warm, you know? It's always nice. It's always nice. You improve your inventory system. By actually putting things into the inventory after interacting. Okay, okay. So you can pick up items and add items to the inventory. That's very nice. Okay, let's start with tribes. Well, it's not exactly starting because I already did some work, and I already put into NPC client these files, and these files are the ones that music is too loud, huh? I already put into the project recipe tree node and tribe CPP, which are the main classes dedicated to tribes. Now, the problem is that the classes need to be ported to Unreal Code, and the good news for you is that I already did a lot of mass substitution. And so in theory, this code is already, you know, in that is already ported a bit. But there are still some errors, like here. Like this one is a double linked list. Let me search. No, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? PS Wiki. So we will go through some conversion of code, okay? Luckily, I put some comments in my notes here that I used to do the wall conversion, the conversion of the wall, you know, data. GSNA, so this one I think it must be a string, yes. Okay, let's try to recompile like this. I mean, interact with the item, but go to improve upon is making the same item stackable from the inventory. Can be done next time. Yeah, yeah, you need stacks, and then you need also the ability to split a stack, so that if your player is getting 10 items, then maybe you want to drop only 5. So you need to have a way to drop only a part of the stack, right? By the way, the server is up, so if any one of you wants to go and test it, you can, okay? Easy. The server is here and is running. There are still some problems sometimes with sectors, as I can see now, but in theory the server is up. At the moment there's no one connected, so I don't know, I can also shut it down. Unfortunately the machine is overheating a bit because now we are in summertime in Italy, And as you can imagine, summertime in Italy is not very mild, right? It's kind of hot. Yeah, the building times are always a bit annoying, but you know. Meanwhile, while he's building, maybe we can check a few other stuff. So, by the way, how is E3 going? Did you follow E3 or not? I've checked just some of the Nintendo part, even if it's not really my area, because I don't have a Nintendo Switch. I don't have a. But I don't know, they are playing this game. They are playing this game at E3. Okay, I mean, not too exciting, but why not? Okay, so here are all the errors that we get from the porting, right? As you can see, there is quite a number. But most of the conversion is because, yes, I changed NPC brain to NPC. Yes, exactly. I think that the old classes in Planeshift were I can go and search it. I think it's the easiest and the quickest. So this NPC. This NPC. Get most hated. I'm trying to understand if this NPC. Because here is an NPC and gets most hated is returning a gem actor. I don't understand why. Gets most hated. Cannot convert argument 1 from PSNP to NPC. Yeah, but actually NPC should not even exist anymore. The old NPC class, right? Maybe let's start from the beginning, which is probably the best idea. Right, the first error is all the same. We get this error, which is NPC brain NPC. While this one is requiring a PS NPC brain. Yes. Okay. I think I understand. So it took me a bit, but at the end, we basically need this. We need this class, and we need to substitute this class basically everywhere. So in our tribe, instead of NPC, we should use NPC brain. Because this old class, by the way, I don't know even how he's finding it, because in theory this NPC class should not be valid anymore. Should be NPC brain. So I think we can really substitute massively NPC with PS NPC brain in the current document without asking us too many questions, you know? Yeah, the only problem is that we will get also the comments. Okay, so let's go one by one. Like this one I want to substitute, this one I don't want. This one yes, this one yes, this one yes, this one yes, yes. Yes, yes and yes, no, no, yes. yes, 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 no, yes, 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 no, yes. It's kind of a small video game, you know? We need to catch all the right ones. Okay, we did it. Because I think the class NPC doesn't exist anymore for us. So we merged everything inside NPC brain, if I remember correctly. We merged everything. So, which is inside NPC brain. Yes, NPC brain. I don't think we have any more. An NPC. No, we don't have it anymore in the new code. That is because I did some merging of classes. Now, the problem is that since I'm doing this change in this header file, then I guess that also tribe CPP will complain a bit about it. So we need to do the same substitution here as well. We just don't want to change the comments, because the comments anyway should say NPC, but I'm doing a substitution, right? I'm substituting NPC with NPC brain pretty much everywhere. And this will help. The rest of the code, I think it will remain similar. Obviously, will not remain identical, because I think we will have to touch pretty much every single line, but I'm mostly following a YouTube tutorial on how to create a system, but I say I can reproduce the result and it feels good. I do a review tutorial. Yeah. I think there is also an inventory system on the marketplace, no? But I don't think it's free. But if you go in the Unreal Marketplace, maybe there was. I don't know, I remember there was an inventory system for free, no? Do you always get the packages from Unreal Market properly? I mean, every month you should get whatever they give you, right? Because sometimes you can find some good stuff. And if I remember right, there was an inventory system. No, wait. Yeah, Action RPG inventory system. I don't remember if you are developing in Unreal Engine or in Unity, but I assume you are in Unreal Engine, Sean. But I remember someone was developing in Unity. But this one, it was free. Now I don't know if it's still free, but I have it in my. Okay. You are using this, huh? Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Because this one I think is already, you know, a good step forward from starting from scratch. He has a lot of nice items. Are these items included in the package? Are these items included in the package? Because like this one, for example, is very nice. The skull as well. Maybe we can use it just for the items. Includes usable equipment and consumable item examples. Action RPG system. Let me do something now that EU marketplace assets. If I go under items, buildings and props, let me add let me add here at the end. Maybe there are still too many to be analyzed, but let me add a new thing here on the left, which is Action RPG inventory system seems to contain some usable items. Okay, so that at least I have I took a note of that. Okay, I took a note of that. You're developing a real engine now. Okay. Because there was someone else, there was sometimes here, and he was developing, but was developing for Unity, but it's okay. I mean, it's not a problem. But yeah, if you are developing a real engine, it's a bit easier for me to help you in case, you know, you need something. So CS get ticks get translated to time 0. If you need second, it's okay to use this one. Or get word, get right time second, get word, get right time in second. If you need to use millisecond, use this one. So basically this is initializing everything. The problem is that get world, I don't actually have it, so I will have to go in spawn manager and basically here is initializing all the variables at 0 ticks. Right. But if I do spawn manager and then I do current world and then I do this, I think it should be fine. Right. Now. As you can see, there are a lot of errors, but let me say that is absolutely expected. So today you will see blood and you will see, you know, punches and sweat, and it will not be a very easy evening for me because I will have to go through this mess. Through this mess of converting string utils. We should have it, and we just called it utils with the S, no Y. But location, we have it now. NPC client, NPC no, globals no, tribe yes. NPC client, I don't think we have it anymore. So NPC client should go. Gem should go, network manager should go, all the rest should be fine. Now here will not be very easy, but basically CS list becomes linked, double linked list in Unreal. Now at the moment I'm just doing one pass to brutally make the code compile. Okay. Then we will have to do something more than this. Result row, I think we changed it, right? To PS result row. Yeah, this I think we can do everywhere. So we can just say everything that is result row, convert it to this without thinking. And I think we can do the same in case it exists. I don't think so. Ah, yes, it does. Here as well. And I think we can do the same here as well. here as well. Okay, so we did it basically in all the classes. How many degrees are there are at your location? Outside degrees. Well, now is evening, so I assume that it's not that hot. But I think at my location outside is still 29 or something. We can check. I don't know, because now is evening and so it's is late. Yeah, it's 26 at the moment. So at the moment outside is beautiful. Tomorrow's gonna rain? Wow. Tomorrow's gonna rain, boys. And Thursday as well. Today was super hot anyway. Super hot. While it's compiling, maybe we can still check E3 and see what is going on. So like crew member. Cricket. I think E3 is pretty much finished though, right? I think today is the last day. Still compiling. I really wanted to have some news on Skyrim. I mean, and the Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, but nothing. Zero. What is this thing? What is this? I guess that some of these games are also very fun anyway. I mean, they look a bit stupid, but at the end, you know, in a game is never too much how it looks, so... I think we will have then to reformat most of this thing. Vote 2 today? I mean, it still needs to be shown or has been shown already, but I think they are pretty much at the end now. Let's try to catch some of the errors, but NPC and undeclared identifier in this list. We still have some NPC. No. We need also here to change NPC with NPC brain. Pretty much everywhere, yeah. Yes, and we need to do it also here. And we need to do it also here. And yeah, I think I can put it in the wiki, by the way, because there is a substitution that I forgot to mention, specifically for the types. So that NPC becomes NPC brain, PS NPC brain, right? Nintendo Direct. Yeah, Nintendo Direct was inside E3. Nintendo Direct was one of the events. I think this morning, their time, so this afternoon our time, right? E3 Expo agenda, but I think they are pretty much done. This Nintendo Direct was 9 AM their time. At the moment we are probably here, Play for All showcases. So Pacific time. At the moment is it's only 1:21 for them. So okay, so there is still a lot to go. There is still Bandai Namco, Eureka Studio, GameSpot, Play for All, and then the award show. So in theory, can still be stuff announced. In theory. Get Tribad member. Yes, so now we are, since we already had NPC manager and NPC operations, now we start to have some you know, some integration issues. Like for example, this function, which was originally on PID, I changed it to be directly on the spawned NPC, which is an APS character, right? But in the old code it was not, so now that we are putting together the old and the new world, right? We need to be sure that all these things become characters. And I think also a lot of this will have to become f-strings. I don't think we can leave too many old const chars. At least I would like to avoid it if possible. Replace, for example, definitely is different than what it was. This will be a bloodbath, I tell you already. Be ready. So replace from to becomes replace text and then the assignment of the two. Yeah, text we have it already though. What? Ah, because all these ones, yes, obviously. Because all these ones are const chars and not f-strings. GG searching stuff. GG. Now this one is already returning an F string, which is perfect. The problem is this one. That is not returning an F string. Oh yeah. I think we should do it for everything, by the way. I know it's a bit annoying, but I think it would be annoying because it will generate some turmoil in our code, but I think it's probably the easiest. Need a resource nick, resource area type. You know, I think it's simpler. I think it's simpler if we just decide to convert them and GG. GG. Okay. Let me try another compile, but I tell you, we are still very, very, very far away from having this thing compiling. We are like hundreds of errors away. Now, some of them we can fix by substitutions. So I'm still positive that we can do a bit of them just by mass substitution, but there will be a lot that have to be checked one by one. We have 2,400 songs in our playlist. By the way, guys, if you're new to the stream, why not clicking on follow on Twitch? That would be nice. And also subscribing on YouTube. That would be nice. Oh, by the way, we have a new Patreon. A new Patreon joined. We are back to 44, I think. 42, 43, 44, 44. So I should update the goal. Wait. Let me update it. Because new Patreon joined, which is great. Thank you for the support to all of you with our Patreons. So 44. Let me update the goal. We want to reach 50. And with Patreon you get access to the alpha of the game and some videos that I post. Like I posted a picture of a new place where you can barely see in the picture, but you see this blue thingy? Maybe I will reveal that place soon, but at the moment it's only there. But I will reveal it maybe one day. I don't know how to lower this compilation time, but apart from changing PC, I think there is not much I can do. Even if sometimes reinstalling Windows helps, so I could also try that. Could also try to push that. Right? Or not. Okay, one failed. Yeah, he's saying one failed, but in reality is everything then one. I mean, cannot convert argument 2 from f string to const sharp point. Why? This one we changed it now, no? Oh no, it's another one. It's another one. Add member. There is another one. But it's good because we are starting to integrate the two, right? So we are starting to integrate. So add member and attach member. Let's change both of them. Add member and attach member. As you may imagine, the changes I'm doing are having like a cascade effect on everything, so... Oh wow, here we are still at the conversion of the basic types. PS and PC client. This thing will have to be changed for sure. Find random memory, find nearest memory. The argument 1, which is split objects. Split objects of 1. Wow. Wow, this is quite a method, boys. This is quite a method. Yes, exactly. There is a parse into array. So we have 2 more methods to change: find random memory and find nearest memory. So these functions are about the memory of the tribe. So our tribes have a memory. They remember the players that they see, and they remember the places or the items that they see, so that they can go back and pick it up or action it, or things like that. Okay. So basically the first parameter we need to make f string for both. Yes. And this is obviously having a cascade effect. It will have a cascade effect. Tribe, event manager, recipe manager. Actually, this one, I mean, event manager for sure must be. I mean, for sure is global. Now, recipe manager. The question is, should we make it global or not? I think we need to learn a bit more how this recipe manager was constructed, because I don't remember it. New recipe manager. So this is initialization that goes inside this and is actually part of NPC manager. An NPC manager anyway is global, if I remember right. Yes, is global. So in reality we don't need a recipe manager to be a separate variable dedicated to tribes. So I think we can just, you know, this new tribe, I think we can remove the parameters. So I think we can remove this too easy. And I think also we can remove, because yes, they are pointers to existing objects, but at the same time, I don't think we want to just store something for the sake of storing it. And so we can access anyway the global variable with the event manager, and so these two we are not going to use anymore. We are just going to refer to their father class. This is also having a pretty disruptive effect on the code. I know, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of this change, but this change is for the better, right? So event manager. Okay. And resource manager. Oh, wait a second. Event manager is actually, funny enough, is not really used at the end in this class. So it was there, but then at the end it was not used. What it was used for sure is this recipe manager. So we need so we place a pointer to this class, or we inside a tribe, or our code will be always npc manager recipe manager. How many times is this in the code? Wow, only 2 times. Okay, well, if it's only 2 times, we can definitely do an npc manager recipe manager. I think it's not a biggie. I mean, if it was in 100 places, I would probably say let's not make the code too obscure and, you know, gem npc item. No. We should search all the gem, because all the gem npc items should become APS item actor, which is our new Unreal Engine class to manage that. And I think we can change them all without even thinking. And we should do it here, and we should do it here. As I told you, there are some moves that we can do to fix things in a massive way, right? It doesn't like NPC, but I think we need NPC brain or not. Probably we need NPC brain here. And yes, there is a local include. Recipe manager. No, recipe manager is correct. What do you mean delete a pointer to incomplete type? No destruction. What? You didn't change this class, huh? Ah, because it's probably not declared anymore. Possible. Very, very possible. In fact, you see, I have left the 2 includes, so that. Just wondering, what is your system max RAM for your current? Is 32 gigabytes. I have 32 gigabytes, which I would say is okay. I mean, we go close, you know. In many cases, we go very close to 32 gigabytes, but we never exceeded it. Even when I have the server running, 2 clients, and all the rest of the applications that we have running, we still go good. We still reach maybe, I think the maximum we reached was like 30. I think 30. So, I mean, nowadays people are getting PC with 64 gig, but I think they are very rarely using it. RAM. Now, video card memory is another discussion. Video card memory, the more the better. In any situation. In any possible situation. What is E3 doing? He's playing this game.
That background is just
They are playing this game. For them is 141. So the next big event is in 40 minutes from now. Right? Because we are at 22, so it's 9 hours. So it's +9. So this one will start pretty much, you know, I mean, not at the end of the stream, but anyway. By the way, tomorrow I'm getting vaccinated. I'm getting my vaccine tomorrow. Because I still don't have a vaccine. I'm getting it tomorrow, which is nice. It's only the first one, so it will take a bit of time. It will take a bit of time to actually get into my system and then be effective, and then I will have a second vaccine probably in the future. But getting the first one is already interesting. It's already a good feeling, you know, that then you are vaccinated. So in theory, this freaking corona is not affecting you anymore. Or anyway, there are low chances that it affects you. I think when we are compiling, we can just watch E3. But
maybe I didn't.
It seems they are just playing. I mean, they are not really showing anything new. They are just playing this game over and over.
This one's weird. Blend in with the background.
Yeah, I need these guys to just go away.
I don't know exactly why they are doing this, but
So slow.
I think it's like an intermission, you know. So like they don't have anything specific to show.
I have the Spider-Man ability.
And so they are doing this.
There's nothing here. Sounds like there's
Good evening, Tony.
no. Really want to stay at a distance.
Good evening. We are working on tribes. Tribes is a pretty fundamental system in our game, and is basically the management of groups of NPC. That they recognize themselves as being part of a group, and in theory they act as a single mind. Now, this has never been really exploited enough, I would say, from us, but the system is there, and there are already some tribes scattered around our maps that are acting as a tribe. We didn't, I don't know, we used it, but we didn't really bring it to the level that I want it to be. So maybe with Unreal we will be able to do it. Maybe with Unreal we will be able to actually expand it. But at the moment the current goal is really to port what we have. So to have, you know, tribes ported in terms of C++, and this is where we are at the moment. So we are working on this one. And then we will have to do the test, and try to load the tribes, see if they execute properly, they move properly. Yeah, but I think that this porting of the code will take a bit. I don't know how much. Depends how many problems you're gonna face. Okay, that's a good thing. So at least the first pass kind of went through, at least the minimal syntax, and now we are going with code that really needs to be changed, right? And so we go back to our conversion sheet, and in this conversion sheet we see for example the cprint command output should go, there is a command notify which is probably even less than that, but it should go to warning level. I think we can put it to a log level for this one, and I don't know if you want to have a specific tribe. Let me see if there is a notify or an error category. Yes, there is an error too. I'm searching if there are notifications of... No, there are only errors, but these errors doesn't seem to be associated to a specific debug. Strange though. Wait, because it's debug. Yes, debug tribe. Debug tribe. There is something different here. Is air debug. It's remote debug. Because there was this idea. Okay, but I think we should create a tribe only debug flag. I think would be the best. I mean, because at the moment we have log npc. Well, actually we have log npc dialogues, log combat, log npc AI, but I think I want to add an npc tribe, or we put everything inside npc AI. We can also do this, but I think I would prefer to keep them separate. I think keeping them separate gives us more flexibility. So I think I will call it npc tribe or just tribe. Maybe tribe is simpler. Let's do just log tribe. And if we can put it next to the other one, I think it would be a bit easier to understand. We just need to add it as well here. So we'll define a new category of logging, right? And defining the new category of login allows us then to create logs specifically for that category. Okay, so all these notify will have to be changed, and in something like this. So I think I can do a mass. Can I do a mass? No, I cannot really. Because if I try to do a mass change, it will be something like log tribe log and then text. But well, actually this piece may kind of work, so I can do a massive replace of this with this. I think it's not a problem. But then I fucked up because they should not be the double quotes, but then here we have a problem because we basically need to close this parenthesis. How many substitution it did? 11. 11. So we'll have to close this parenthesis at least. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 'It's all the dumps anyway, yeah? 7, 8, 9, we need to reach 11 to know that we did them all. So this 9, 10, and then there should be one somewhere else here. 11. Okay, so we know at least that we did them all, right? Now get size. Get size we can mass substitute with some care, but basically get size is equal to num in Unreal. I still see some CS string array. Okay, let me just do the CS string array because CS string array. So this one needs to be changed to T array of F string. Right. This one we can really do all of them. I think is no question. Must be done. That's it. Let me try to see if we have also some here or not. No, because they were all in recipe. Get of an array. What? JSON serializable array. Who declared it like this? I mean, it's a T array of JString. Okay. Anyway, all the get on F string on array on T array. All the T array get. All the CS array get. There should be a get. Yes, this one. We just call it with the brackets. So this is a bit annoying, but all the get, all this get will have to be changed, right? So all this get, and this one we need to do one by one because we also need to change the second part of the thingy, but this one needs to become lines of I and functions of J and so on. Unfortunately, I don't have a better way to do it, so I will have to do it this way. This is when I said that we will have basically to touch every single line of the code. It's not because we are changing the logic in any way, it's just that we need to change the syntax. Because the syntax of Unreal is different compared to the syntax of the old plane shift. And so we need a and so we need to change it all. We are not scared about this. We are not scared because we see the objective at the end. Right? So we are not scared, we are not annoyed. We just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Yes, there will be hundreds of those. I don't know how many, but... No, maybe not 100, but... 50 or 60, very likely. And yes, I need to do them all manually. Yes, one by one. By the way, all these get zero always scare me a bit, but I mean, why we are getting a zero element instead of cycling properly, I don't know. That is always a bit scary, I don't know, we will have to revisit that and see. Also, all this, you know, get 1, 2. It seems to be parsing of arguments, seems to be safe enough if you check before how many you have, but... I told you that tonight there will be blood, okay? I told you. There is the blood that I promised. There is the bloody work that has to be done. Fuck. There is the bloody work that has to be done to convert the old code to new code. I'm doing it pretty much mechanically, but not being a robot, I may do mistakes, like now. Just said that. Basically, I could create a macro that does that for me somehow, but I'm not completely convinced. Where are we on the file? We are at about 70%, I don't know. We are about at 70%, but oh, okay, there were no more. Nice. Okay, we did at least this file with this substitution. Now the get data can be removed everywhere, so there can be another mass substitution. Nice, we removed 34 of them. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, get at split string. I don't know if we have a split string. Yes, we have it. Split string is parse into array. Parse into array. So basically lines. Wait, let me copy the whole thing. So basically the array is lines and the string is buffer. And the separator is this one. Okay, so this basically corresponds in the new syntax to the old code. Then all of this will have to be tested, boys. Tribes is a big thing. Tribes is a big thing. I will need a lot of support from you, okay? I will need a lot of support, moral support from you. To do this. Get at is translated with just the same thing. So get at 0. I don't understand the difference between get and get at, but Let's believe in our manual, otherwise there is another split string, so we can do the same job as before. So function is the array and line is the string, and this character is the character we are searching to split. Then there is a trim. I think trim changed during the trim changed between Unreal Engine releases, because as you can see, trim doesn't exist anymore. There is a trim start and end inline, which I think is what we want. Inline meaning that is changing the string directly. Yes, exactly. You just implement the old tribe system in Unreal Engine, no better. No tribes. Who think it is fun to attack Hitler? Why? No, we are so at the moment the objective number 1 is to port the tribes as it is. As it is, because there is the step number 1. This is the best way to do it, because we can then use the same data that we already have in the system to test if the code is working or not. So that's the best way we can do it in the first run. Then when that run is completed, yes, we can do changes, but at first I need this thing to work exactly as before. Yes, the future we can do more stuff in the future. But I was saying at the beginning, at the moment there are two big systems that are missing from the conversion. One is the tribe system, and the other is the music system. The music meaning the ability to play instruments in the game. Let me do this. Maybe it's a bit easy. It's a bit quicker. I'm just putting after each of the split string. Okay, there were only 3. Okay, that was not too bad. As you can see, it's a very fragile process, meaning that if I fuck up any of these things, it will not work, right? So it's a very fragile process. I need to be super careful of not messing up. Otherwise it will take me then forever to debug, right? Okay, we did the split strings. You see all the red dots on the right side? All the red dots are errors. And we need to fix each of them. Let me see what E3 is doing.
I know we're not getting a new Persona anytime soon, but SMT5 is here. Yo, oh my God. SMT5, oh, and it's coming this year. Yo,
you gotta breathe. You gotta breathe, Michael.
Greg.
Yeah, I know. We're very excited.
Greg, it's coming this year.
I know.
November 12th.
I can't wait, champ. I can't wait.
November 12th. This is
This guy's pretending he's very excited for the game. Maybe it really is. I don't know. Okay, let's try to do. I don't know if I want to go in sequence or I want to go. Like, we have a lot of these error 2, error 3, which are basically debug messages, right? These debug messages are kind of easy to translate because in reality, those just become EU logs, right? All these ones just become EU log of whatever. Now the substitution, I don't know if I want to do it automatically or not, because in reality all of them will have to be touched, you know? So they have to be touched this way, like you have to close the parenthesis and you have to dereference it this way. So probably I can just search for error something and then go through. But wait, we want log tribe, eh? We want log tribe and error. Yeah, so we want this. We want this, and here we have 2 strings. Then this one. So basically, these are all the messages that we receive when we execute tribes. And from the message, you can understand a bit what part of the code we are in, right? If you have any question, boys, if you're new to the stream or whatever, just ask. Don't be shy. Or if you are working on Unreal Engine and you want to share your project or what you are doing, that's perfectly fine as well. So we are basically here to chat while I'm doing stuff, so don't feel like, oh, I'm distracting him or whatever, right? If I don't want to be distracted, I will just not answer it, but at least not immediately. By then I will. It's just because this kind of substitutions are simple, but you don't have to mess up, you know? But I think we catch them. Did we catch them all? No, we didn't. There are more here. This exit one will have to be changed, huh? But it's okay, we will change it. It will be something like request exit. Yeah, there are quite a number. Okay. So we finished that round. Now we can go with the notify maybe. Do we have notifies? No, we don't have notifies. That's good. So one piece at a time. Recipe is empty. No, for is empty, we use num num equal to 0. Yeah, exactly. So if there are some is empty, there are so let's say here we can say different than 0 or greater than 0 because it was not, right? Then we have some other string parsing, because yes, remember that all of this is scripted into the database. So our tribes and the behavior of our tribes is scripted in the database. The reason we do that is because we want to allow people that are not programmers to be able to script stuff, right? And so we have a kind of a syntax that they can use, which is a bit of our own scripting system, right, that they can use. It's a very simple scripting system, so it's nothing too crazy, but it's good enough for them to add new behaviors and new artificial intelligence, say, to the game. So here we have some append. Now append, I think we can do all the append in one chunk. Wow, there is no append. There was append format. Because in this case there is an integer that is coming out. So we need a fc string of this, otherwise it will not work. Right? Yes. I think now, I mean, it's still a bit stupid, but no. Fuck, sorry, it's the opposite. It's from int. It's from int. So then we have replace all. Replace all, search replace. Is my string equal to my string replace? Not the assignment. Yeah, okay. So there is an assignment to do. We cannot just do it in place. So if we want to change this function, we need to do function equal to then replace and then search replace. Okay. So we can do it here and here as well, as long as we assign it back to the variable. I think he wants text, probably, because this one is a text, and usually Unreal Engine doesn't like it because it's passing through teacher pointer, and so probably wants it this way. Should work. Should we? I don't know. It's still giving the error, but I think it's okay. I think it will realize. Visual Studio will realize in a few that it's correct. Meanwhile, hello. I see new people are joining. Welcome. Hello. We are watching a bit of the E3 while we are developing stuff. I'm just keeping an eye to see if there is any announcement. This at the moment is just advertising, but there should be a new section coming up soon. Now select select result set is changed. There's no more select. Is query. Yes, and we also need to assign it to a result set. So this thing is actually a bit different. Now it can still be called rs, that's not a problem, so I can do rs. Maybe let's search the other select and see, and do them all together. Oh, there was only one. Really? Let me search in tribe maybe. Yes, in tribe we have quite a number. Let me change that. By the way, it is also doing a substitution, so no, this one will have to be parsed. This one will have to be parsed, boys. So it's something like that. Because if they have parameters, we need to do this. All the iData connection can be removed because we now have them global. So all this stuff can go. Let me see if there are other places. No, there was only this one. Get sector ID, which by the way, get sector ID. Let's move it to an F string so that we are a bit what? Really? Okay. Now this one for some reason is not in the is a static outside of the class, or why? Okay, looks like it's a bit of a weird function. It's a bit of a weird function. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm porting 3 classes, well actually 6 files from the old game to the new game, and it is kind of painful. It is kind of painful because there are a lot of changes in the syntax between the old game and the new game. I mean Unreal Engine and the old engine. So basically I need to retouch every single line, or nearly every single line. And some of these files are pretty big. What happened? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to save all. Because, I don't know, clicking on this is making... Okay. We can try to click on recompile. just for fun and see what happens, but we still have a million errors, huh? Definitely there will be less than before, but... Sand perception. Sand perception, I think he has the same exact problem. That is using... That is still using... why I'm seeing 4 lines here? Because there is a sand perception inside tribe. No, wait, I'm very confused. There is a sand perception within the brains and one within the single tribe. Okay, but anyway, both of them will have to go like this. Both of them will have to go like that. Okay. Let me so it's 11:22. So in theory at 25 we should have the new Bandai Namco. Do you want to watch it a bit?
Yes, that is my coworker. You thought Avali was the weirdest one. No, it's her. It's her. G4 is going to be great, folks.
I just can't wait to see your interaction with Code Veto.
Honestly, I don't know if I'm ready for that, personally.
They will speak a lot before showing anything, so let's go. But I will keep an eye, okay? I think I can put it in the other window. And as soon as they start with any... with anything, I will. They are just looking at the store at the moment, I think. They are scrolling the store. No! I clicked on something. No. No, he's launching this. I clicked on one game by mistake. No. Fuck. Yeah, the problem of the launcher of Unreal is that it doesn't even ask you things, you know, it's just doing things. Okay, I think I stopped it. Meanwhile, we are compiling. If any one of you wants to test the game, the server is up at the moment. It's up and running. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm building because I want to have like a summarized list of errors. Another pass into the list. Another pass into the list. For now at E3 they're still speaking. I have it on my left, on my right screen, and they are doing nothing else than speaking. So I will let you know if something happens there. Okay. I'm expecting a million errors anyway, because we are still far from seeing this compiled, but sometimes I refresh just for... Okay, here we still have the... here we still have the outputs, which I think is the same that we did in this part. So we can get them from here. These are all just debug outputs. We didn't remove the get data. Huh? There was only one. There was only one actually. Wait. There is something going on. There is something going on.
Brothers in arms, or will it be a case of each man for himself?
Get down! They're up on the ridge! Return fire!
You teeter on the edge of an abyss. Your survival depends on the choices you make. They will be as a compass, guiding you through the unknown.
Where on God's green earth have we landed?
What nightmare have these luckless souls fallen into?
You keep lookout.
Lookout? Lookout for what?
One by one, their lights will be snuffed out. Unless you can find the means to save them. Trapped beneath the earth, swallowed
We have to move, let's go.
by the void. Will you find the path to salvation? Or be lost in the darkness?
I don't like the voiceover, I mean the narrator voice, but... House of Ashes, 22 of October. Move on. Where is she?
We're here at Supermassive to talk about the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes. And I'm joined by exec producer Dan. How you doing?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Right,
Really cool.
so let's start at the very start. We're going to be talking about House of Ashes for most of the interview, but for those that don't
Why
know,
she has
tell us
this
about
thing
the
on her
Dark
legs? Is it a...
The Dark Pictures
Is it
a
a
series of narrative,
skirt, or
story-driven,
she just
branching
decided to cover her
horror
legs
stories.
somehow?
Each one
I
is
don't know.
standalone. They each
They
tell
look
a
it
different
weird. They
story,
look like a
completely separate from the
something
others,
like
but
like
within
a
the same
towel put on
universe,
top.
So there is connection between them.
But
House
probably
of
the
Ashes is
skirt
set at the
actually.
end of the Iraq War in 2003.
Okay, we don't care about the interview. We care more about the seeing the game. Seeing the game. Okay. Let me go through this. Recipe name is definitely a string, and all the rest is integers. We still have some get sites. Yeah, because this is actually another file. Is recipe 3 node. By the way, sorry, this one is not error, but this one is log. This one is absolutely log, because here we are logging in the thingies. These are just debug information. If you just joined and you are kind of, confused on what I'm doing, I'm basically requirement string. I'm basically converting from the old code to Unreal Engine code. Some of the classes, they were managing tribes. Tribes is a functionality for us that is basically allowing NPC to move and think like a single mind, right? And so I'm going through the conversion. This class is pretty small, so delete. Is a delete of what? Of an array of recipe nodes. There is a delete. So this one, what is it? This delete. Wait. There is a delete of array, which if it's going by index, we have a remove at. But in this case, it's not going by index, it's going by element. So actually, it's translated with remove. And then we have again, a queue is empty. It's not empty, so we can say if num is greater than 0. Main. Yes, the rest of this class seems to be fine. Because this class is very small. It's just a 3 node, so it's a node of a decision 3, right? It's the node of a decision 3 for our for the brain of our tribe. Yes, it is. Some of this code is being created through the Google Summer of Code, because we have been part of the Google Summer of Code some time ago, a few years ago, many years ago, some years ago. And through the Google Summer of Code, we received some support from Google to actually develop a bit the game through this initiative. I don't know if the Google Summer of Code is still existing, but I think it is. Let me check. Google Summer of Code 2021. Looks like it's still there. I stopped applying because basically they were a bit resistant to select video games. So they were mostly selecting scientific organizations or other software development, which I can understand, by the way. So it's kind of a funding from Google to, you know, to help applications to be open source. And so I didn't apply anymore in the most recent years. Yeah, I didn't, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So these one are actually errors, so we're going to put them as errors. Just need to be sure that this syntax is correct, and we are always escaping as needed. Recipe name, these are all, the first two are strings and the rest are integers. Okay. Okay, nice. The number of errors are getting a bit lower. Still we have a lot, but definitely getting lower. We still have some error, that we can do. Okay. Why is he still complaining about this? Replace. No instance function overloading matching the argument list. Can we add a const char and f string? Object is f string. Why I don't like that? There is an f string. I'm replacing this text from to. Why don't like? Why doesn't like it? Because container is not correct? No. He wants this to be, yeah, probably. Okay. So I guess we fix that. String compare. The string compare. I don't have it here. String compare distributed 11. Why? So it's just checking if it's the same or what? It's just checking if it's the same. 11, I think, is just the length of the string, nothing else. Yes, I think it's just the sides. So it's just checking if these two strings are equal, actually. Okay. Now maybe the only point is that is an equal ignore case. So maybe we can put the ignore case in the list. Which is eSearch case, and we can say ignore case, no, ignore case, yes, what, please, can you, okay, it did it. So if it's equal to 0, wait, if it's equal to 0, what? If equal to 0 are equal, so in this case we can do this, right? House of Ashes. They are still speaking about this game. House of Ashes, but they showed very little of it. They showed like a very short trailer. So we need an integer, eh? We need an integer. We need an integer. Okay. Then we have a delete all. Let me see if something is happening here. No, nothing is happening. They are still speaking about a lot of stuff. Speaking. But it's pretty good because it allows us time to do things. Delete all is equal to empty, at least for an array, and there is definitely an array. Hello, Phoenix. How are you? Hello. Okay, so this part we fixed. Now, string length functional argument equal to 0. Functional argument delete index of I. Wow. Do split empty items may be in the array? I don't understand exactly this function, but it's basically checking if this string is empty, and in case is empty is deleting from this array, and I think delete index is something like remove at. Yes, is remove at. Is remove at. Okay. Let me maybe search all the delete index just in case, so that if there are more, no, there are no more. Pity. There is one here. That is not parsed yet. There are actually a few here, so all this one become remove at. Okay, so we did few other fixes on that side. They are commenting again the first game that was presented we saw already, and the second game that was presented we saw already. So I don't have a lot to present, I guess. Now this R debug is interesting because this R debug was something that I don't fully remember, but it was basically remote debug. So it was a way to attach a process and to get the debug of that process separately, right? So I think that was the idea. This here debug was designed inside a new class, which was actually called remote debug.h and .cpp. And I'm checking the old code to see, but I think we're searching a lot. Yeah, they're discussing a game about the same two games. R debug, why it doesn't find it? In theory it should be inside recipe. Yes, in fact is here. And if I search it, this one is actually defined. You see in this remote debug. So this remote debug is doing, if the bug entity is debugging, then the bug entity printf level debug level. So I think that this one for us became npc is debugging. E3 exclusive. Okay, we got one. No, voices of E3.
Hello, welcome back to E3 2021. My name is Chris String. I run gamesindustry.biz, which is one of the world's biggest video games business websites. And joining me today to talk about E3 and the future of games in general are some of the biggest names in the video games media, from IGN, GameSpot, Polygon, and PC Gamer. But rather than me do the introductions, I'd like to pass over to the panel. Hello, everybody. Who are you? What do you do? How did you get here?
Sure. I'm Christopher Thomas.
Okay, more people speaking. I think we can skip it. So I think this R debug for us is became npc debug. Let me just check, but I think it became, yes, this npc debug, which should be functionally similar to the old remote debug. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you see, is this thing. So I think it's the same. Is using the debug level. Well, this one was actually using a vararg for formatting the string, I think, but I think I changed it because it was too much of a mess. Yes, and we are parsing it before, and then we are passing only the string, and then we are checking the debug level. So for us, all these R debug are becoming npc debug, with the only note that we need to parse this before into a print string, a printf whatever thingy. So that I need yes, to do something like this. So all the air, let me do this. For all the air debug, we will add this line. And then we will... and then I will go through each of them and do the change. I'm doing this just because it's quicker to do it this way. So that we just copy paste the text in the right place and then... well, depend. The one where there is no parsing is not okay. We finished them already. Okay, nice. That was nice. So it's just a few. So we can call it message string or something like that. And so we need to take all of this. Now the only point is the verbosity level, because as you can see there is this number 5 which is actually the verbosity level, and the verbosity level I think is in our NPC debug. Yes, is this one, ps log warning, ps log log. I tried to standardize it a bit because otherwise it was becoming a mess, because we had numbers, you see, we had numbers and numbers are very confusing, so just decided to standardize on 4 levels. And so we are removing the numbers now, and we are just using, so instead of 5 we will have log warning, right? But the only problem is that that function is working with an NPC and not with a tribe. So it cannot work. It cannot work one-to-one. I guess they are still speaking, boys. It's funny enough that when the people at E3 knows that the discussion is annoying, like now there are these people of different magazines that are just speaking of how good they are at doing what they are doing or something like that. They put the chat in emote only, so people cannot actually get upset, The only thing that they can do, they can spam the sleeper, resident sleeper icon. And so everyone is spamming the sleeper icon because or the nay icon, because they cannot really say that is something that they don't want to see. But I find, I don't find the icons funny. I find funny the fact that the editors know and they put emote only chat. Because they already know that otherwise there will be a lot of, bad words in the chat. And instead there are a lot of bad emotes. Okay. We have a problem with this air debug. The problem is that the NPC debug is designed to work on NPC, while the ear debug is designed to work on tribes. So I cannot really merge them unless I make no, but in theory, wait. In theory, it may work anyway because this was because this thing was Inheriting from remote debug. Now I understand. Now I understand. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. You know how many people are looking at them? Yes, it's written at the bottom. 64,000. 64,000 people is not too high considering the stream, but I think yesterday during the peak hours was like 160,000. 160,000 yesterday. It's not too much, but it's good, I guess. 64, I would say, is pretty low. I mean, there are streamers that make maybe 50,000 by themselves, one guy, you know. So, okay, so here we have a bit of a problem because I was a bit naive when I did the. So we had this class which was called remote debug, right? And this class was basically a way to debug a specific NPC, and in fact he was working on NPC, but I didn't realize that the same class was also used for tribes. And so again, in a bit in a naive way, I said, because I didn't see this, right? I didn't see that it was working for both. And so basically I took the functionality, I know I'm stupid. I took the functionality of this and I put it into this one. And in fact, if we go now to our NPC brain, you see, I have NPC debug that I merged. But if we go in the old code under NPC, probably NPC will be derived from remote debug. No. Really? That's interesting. So it was already like this. So it was already a mix then. Oh my god, it was already a mix. It was already a mix. It was working on both. Okay, because you see, we already have NPC debug. So I thought it was used by both. I thought it was used by both, but actually not. Are we really sure of this? Because this is debugging, right? Is debugging, is inside. It should be. I think it's in gem actor, but yes, but basically, okay. I think it's in gem somewhere. No? I need to understand how it works before doing the change, because otherwise I'm going to do a mess. NPC is debugging. Yes. So the function is called differently, but implementation is the same, huh? But then I don't understand, sorry, but then I have a problem. Why then NPC is not deriving from a remote debug is impossible. Ah, it is. 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 Okay, so yes, it was exactly what I said before. So remote debug is actually shared. Now there are two different functions that are going there, but is sharing the same code. So now that I did this and I merged it, so yes, unfortunately this one was shared between the two, and I took this functionality and I moved it here, and now we have the problem of how to do the same from here. And it is just because I didn't port it properly. I mean, in reality is one method, you know. No, two. So is the debugging and the printf. I mean, there is not more than that. It's basically one method that we are speaking about, two methods that we are speaking about, right? It's basically two methods plus one variable. So no, I'm wondering if it's really worth it to reintroduce that class, or if I can, you know, in a simpler way, just re-implement, you know, the these two methods also in my tribes, and that's it. This probably is easier, you know. And it's quicker. I just need to see. You see, taken from remote debug. So it's basically this three function. Is debugging with debug level and the printf. So it's like three things, and then I think the printf is the only one that has some code, but is so little. It's like one line. Look at this. It's like one line, two lines. So I think we can do a bit of copy paste instead of just recreating a class. I mean, I can do it. I can create remote debug and PC and remote debug and put it into the interface and do this. Why not? For sure it's cleaner to split it in another class. For sure it's cleaner. I'm just a bit lazy, but I think we can do it maybe, yeah. Do we have because anyway then the implementation, like the printf, was inside, because this is an interface, so it's not actually implementing anything, right? Where is this thing? Is under utils? No, it's under utils. Yes, is under utils. No, he's implementing something. But why there was all this idea of how many clients were connected? I think this thing was too complex anyway. I think this class is no sense, really. This class is no sense. What is this? Game optimizing. They are selling us stuff. They want to sell us stuff so bad. Yeah, but basically I will have to take this piece. Local debug report. For example, I'm wondering if this local debug report is ever used. Local debug report. I don't think it is. It doesn't find it anywhere except in the implementation of it. I think there was a good idea behind this, but at the moment it's kind of slipping of why. I mean, I don't understand exactly why we did this. Because apart from this, which I understand, the NPC debug, which is just printing based on a specific level that is set on one NPC, and that I totally understand. I don't understand too much this other stuff. So you know what? I think we are gonna do, now that I understand it a bit better, I think the only thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna copy this one to tribe. Can be okay inside private. If it's not already there. But I think it's not. Right? So we're gonna copy this. And we're gonna delete these two because I don't think we need them actually. I don't think I need this two. I can put a comment, you fix me removed as not used at the moment. And we can copy from NPC brain just the basics of remote debug. Right, which is just the is debugging. Just this piece. And yes, I know I could put it into a super class of some kind, but this guy's saying bye. They presented like 2 games, but okay. So if we go inside tribe, which is basically here, I would say, oh, after all these structures, before the construction of the tribe, right, we can take this. And by the way, this printf, can I just NPC brain? Can I just implement it here so it's a bit quicker? Hello, Warka. Hey, welcome. So now you see my face. Yes, I'm a tiger. Did you finish your stream? Yes, you did. You didn't raid me though. You should have raided me. Yeah, I'm a tiger. You should have raided me. Why? Why you didn't? Why? Why? You can host me. Host me right now. No, it's okay. It's okay. We are watching a bit of E3 and we are but in silent
It's just
mode
extremely heavy.
because they are speaking too much, really. But I forget about rating. No, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, we have a low number of viewers, so it doesn't really make a difference, you know. But yeah, welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you here. So our game is an MMO, and actually is an MMO that was made many years ago, and in another engine. And what we are doing, we are porting it to Unreal Engine. So I don't know if you want to see a screen of the game. It's like this. So the graphics are not, you know, the best of the best because they are coming from the old game, but maybe we will improve it in the future, right? But we have a pretty large open world with a lot of areas that you can where you can travel. These are all screenshots of the old game, right? And so obviously they are looking the way they are looking, but so not particularly nice. We got a mega grant, yay! Yes, we got a mega grant. It's a kind of a recent news. I mean, I got the acknowledgement of it like already 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, but then there was a bit of a paperwork to do and a bit of stuff to do, and so it took quite some time. But today, and this is why I have the logo today on, I just added it today. We have received the final confirmation. I mean, the final thing, and they send me the logos that I can put on the stream or whatever I want. So they said go and advertise it if you want. I think for us is, I mean, for me is very important, this mega grant, because we are not really, you know, a latest technology, you know, game, you know, with nice graphics and whatever. So they really could have not chosen us. They really could have said, no, this game is too, you know, it's too indie. It's beyond indie, right? And they could have said, no way. But they did it anyway. They selected us anyway. So, or it's a mistake, or whatever. Did they say why? No, they never say why. They never say why, so it's impossible to know. I mean, they like us. That's the thing. They like us, but the exact why, I don't know. Well, there is all our code in case you want to see it. These are all the classes that we have. We have thousands and thousands of lines of C++ at this point. Would be interested in applying for one. Yeah, you think you should. You just search mega grants and you find it. Just search Epic apply for mega grants, and you will find it for sure. Is a public page. I mean, it's nothing hidden. Is here mega grants. And what you see these nice games with nice graphics, right? This is not as education, can be games, can also be something else, can be enterprise, can be media entertainment, can be video games, can be anything. You can apply, and you can request, yes, funding. You can click I'm requesting a particular amount of funding, but I think I didn't click it, so they just decided themselves. Was good if there is anything you did to increase your success with them. No, let's say that I did some work on the application for sure, meaning that I put in all our stuff, you know, and some demos and some videos that we had, but you know, all our videos are pretty shit because they are from the old game. So and the old game is not very nice. But I try to but I try to select the ones that were the nicest. These guys are still speaking. GG. But no, but for us it took. So what happened? What happened is that I think they took a bit of time to actually learn about us, because no, I cannot share the amount. It's under NDA, and so we. I think that I think I entered the mega grants more than 1 year ago. More than 1 year ago, and I got it like now. So if you're developing with EU5, yes. But I think we are a bit special, you know. Yeah, it took some time, but I think it took some time for us, because our game is a bit weird in the sense that it's not really a new high-tech, you know, Unreal Engine, catchy graphics kind of thing. So I think they thought a lot about it. They said, maybe not. And then they did another review, maybe not. And then they did another review, maybe not. And then maybe at the fourth review, they said, why not? And they did it, you know. I'm very happy that they did it. Okay, so here the strategy is to copy those functions like I did, put in the debug in here, and then we will create our air debug function exactly the same way that we created it on NPC Brain. So we will have an NPC debug like this. That will be on tribe. And that will be Tiger Never Lose. Against rabbit. You were being a rabbit. I think you have to be careful, but I'm not a very aggressive tiger, you know. I'm like a, you know, mildly, I'm a soft tiger. I mean, not a hard tiger. I'm not a very aggressive. Project name. You stopped at the first line, like, okay, let's put in the information for the mega grant. Okay, let's go. First line, project name. Fuck, I don't have one. Okay, first line. Yeah, you need a name. You definitely need a name. Warcaphobia. No, Warcasmia. What is it? Warcasmia? Warcasmaphobia? No, Warcaphobia. I don't think the Warcaphobia will work very well though. I mean, we can help you in the game. We can help you with creating names. We are very creative people. We invent a lot of stuff. Yeah, by the way, I was on your channel with the other Nick. I don't know why, but just because I was checking you on, and so yeah, I was the guy that was following you since I think 2017 or whatever it was. But now I'm following you with this account, which is my real account, by the way, my main account for the game development. Paranormal Hunters. No, but I think that, you know, all the real games, they tend to have a name that doesn't mean anything specifically. But I don't know, like Halo or okay, Halo maybe is but I mean one word that then becomes something, right? That then becomes, if it's just two English words together, I don't think is like us. We are plane shift, you know, which is okay, shifting through planes, which is actually part of what we do, but I don't know, I think you need to find a name that is because if it's just a phrase, if it's just a phrase, people cannot Google it, you know. If you Google paranormal hunters, you will find a million stuff. If it's Warcaphobia, I mean Warcaphobia will be only Warcaphobia. There will be no discussion on what is it, right? If you are playing Warcaphobia, it's just Warcaphobia. I mean, it's just one thing on the internet. Now I forgot what I was doing. Ah no, yes, I was trying to fix this part. So okay, so air debug will work for us. The only thing that we need to do, we need to be sure that when we use our debug, we are parsing the string first, and then we are passing in the tribe, and then we are and then we are passing in the actual in some cases we were doing it like this as well. Okay, that's also a good way. Yeah, maybe we should do it this way so that we don't split in multiple lines the thing, even if here is like messy. But so basically will be this and the printf, yes, will be this and the printf. So in our case will be this and the printf. Yes. Hello, Fanner. Sure about the project name HTML Ante. Phasmophobia maybe was existing. Yeah, probably was existing. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it's in English. My English is not that great, so I have no idea. Maybe it's an English word by itself. Parabusters? Do you like Parabusters? Parabusters. Nice. It seems like Parasite. Parasite Busters? No. Yeah, the fear of ghosts. Yeah. Like Ghostbusters, but a name for the game that Warka is making, because Warka is here because we were discussing a bit on his channel, and he's another Unreal Engine developer. He's developing a game similar to Phasmophobia. I mean, similar meaning in the style of, then I guess it will have unique elements and, you know, unique stuff. So, but similar meaning. Someone invited me to something. Someone invited me to play Counter-Strike. Not playing Counter-Strike. I just answered, not playing Counter-Strike since ever, but thanks anyway. Okay, I think we should just click on compile and see what happens 1 second, because I think now that we added this air debug, I called it air debug, so all these debugs should in theory be okay. Tiger is a gamer? Yeah, for sure I'm a gamer. What do you mean? Yes. I'm also a gamer, yes. Let me see if while we are compiling, let's check if these E3 guys are doing something. Oh, E3 exclusive. Let's see this. Anyway, the game is compiling, so it will take a bit. Nice fantasy map. Uh-oh. 54 playable races.
Whenever you need me.
A sprawling epic story. Each with unique bond.
Maybe I should raise my rates.
Look at how many stats. I'm interested in the stats more. They have HP, strength, mag, which is probably magic, defense, fortitude, dexterity, mass, which I don't know what is it. Maybe it's the actual mass of the, I mean, how big is the character? Speed and luck. 3, 6, 9. 9 characteristics for one character. It's quite a bit. Mastery? Yeah,
this would make for a fine tale.
Power, finesse, focus. There were other ones, but are we interested in this game?
Hey there, I'm Chip Moore, game director for Dark Deity, and it's finally time to reveal the release date. You may not know this, but Dark Deity is the first game that we've ever worked on. So to be at E3 showing this game...
Every time I see a director of a game that is so young, I'm always like, okay. Okay. Like, also in the previous games, when you were looking at the people and they were saying like senior director of, I don't know, game design, you know? Then there's this guy that if he's 22 is a lot. Senior game director of whatever, art and multiple departments. But yeah, these games are small games, so maybe are made in a team of like few people, really. But I always feel a bit bad inside because I'm not young anymore. Okay. Yeah, compilation time is a bit annoying. I don't know, Warka, if you had the same experience. Are you doing some C++ as well, or are you doing only blueprints? Because our project in C++ starts to be kind of big, and no, how old am I is not a public information. Just blueprints. He has advantages because at least you skip the compilation time. The problem is that it will be slower. The game will be slower, but depending on what you do, it may be perfectly fine. Why this guy doesn't like me? Can I convert double linked list, write memory, double linked list, not start to under container, memory default. Probably because memories is not defined in the same way. In theory, should. New lining constant? Oh fuck, I did yes, because I did that when I wanted to change it and then I decided not to change it anymore. I need to no, yes, we have to. So I will have to change it this way. But I can tell you that my age is not public, but the previous release of the first release of the previous game was in 2004. So you know, so you can make a math and say, how old it can be. So I'm making video games since very long time as a hobby in the spare time. So I don't do it as a job, but I do it as a hobby, and yeah. So do we want to go with the log whatever? Yes, I think we should, huh? With the debug NPC. PS log. I hope it works here as well, but I think it will. Because I don't want to see these numbers. These numbers are really evil. And I am from Italy, in case you are wondering where I'm from. I am from Italy. Let me see if there is any other presentation going on. There is this one.
嗨，你好，我是超逼真的工程模拟器的开发者郭兴。这是一款操作简单、可爱又有趣的
I
战术
like the
工程
shape of his head
游戏
a
里你
lot.
不必费心每一个单位的操作，因为士兵们都有自己独立的
Look
AI，
at
可以
this
感
shape.
知队友
Isn't
和
it
周围的
beautiful?
环境来协同作战，并且在战士焦灼时，你还可以附身在部队的指挥官自己直接上。在未来，我们还计划开发。
You made it kind of a battle game. There is that battle game, but I don't know. Yeah, our game is an old game. Sometimes when you look, if you go up in some of these files, you see the copyright. There are some copyrights like this, but if I go in the very old classes, I don't know, PS character maybe? Fuck, PS character 2017, who changed this? Okay, I don't know, for whatever reason that's 2017, but you can see some 2001 sometimes in some of the sources, right? Yeah, but I have to say that the code, even if it's old, I mean, it's still very valid. I mean, whatever we need to do with the game still kind of works, right? So it's a bit of a pain to port it, but at the end, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I reused, so from the old game, basically pretty much all the server side, we are in a dedicated server mode, and pretty much all the server side is reused. Now the client side, I couldn't. So the client side, I had to basically redo completely, or yeah, I would say completely. But on the server side, we saved a lot of time by reusing code. And I'm sorry, tonight is not very exciting because I'm just doing this freaking C++ porting, and I understand it's not very fun to see, but I can tell you that in other streams we are working on blueprints and working on characters and doing other more interesting stuff. Unfortunately, today is the day of the bloodbath. It's the day of the bloodbath, and we have to live with that. This is one of the last big functionality that we are missing from the old game to the new game, which is the management of tribes. Tribes are basically a single mind for a group of NPC that are thinking together and they are doing things together. So this is the code that I'm porting at the moment. So the game was originally written in C++. Yes. The game was originally written in C++, client side and server side. We were using another engine, which was called Crystal Space, which died around 2010 completely. And so we didn't have a way, you know, to actually improve the game after a certain level, and I mean above a certain level, and so yeah, we live with that. We live with that, but we had a very, I mean, we had a very, very good times in the past. We had peaks of like 300 concurrent players. So, and we had anyway, you know, thousands and thousands of registered accounts. And I mean, we were actually a thing. We were the largest open source MMO in existence. And we were the first free MMO in existence worldwide. So we have some history. The problem is that we were too small to actually make a difference. You know, we were too small to make a difference. If I would have probably quit my job completely at that time, and you know, if I took like I don't know, $100K dollar or $200K, which I didn't have obviously, but and put it into the game, I could be World of Warcraft now, right? I could have been that, but I didn't. No, the port into Unreal was a mess. I mean, the problem is that we have, in the old game, we have 1.2 million lines of code. 1.2 million lines of code. And as you can imagine, in a completely different technology. So it's been a mess, but we are at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I'm seeing the light. I see the light. I really see the light. And yeah, I see the light. We actually have an alpha out. If you want to test it, you can test it. We have an alpha which is running right now. Is behind a small paywall, like a coffee. So is on patreon.com/planeshift. You can access the alpha. So with the lowest tier, you access the current alpha, and you can basically play the game as it is now, which is not really, you know, fully playable, but anyway, you can fight, you can do quests, you have an inventory, you can find items, anyway, you can do some stuff for sure. It's not finished, but you can do stuff. You can do stuff. Wait a second, I'm searching. So this will be another EU log notify, right? Yes, there will be another EU log notify. So I can take it. So I'm just trying to understand where I have to copy paste it from, because I'm a bit lazy sometimes. Okay, for me. So let me search all of those, and we're gonna kill them all. And we're going to kill them all. So we have a bit of a history now. Not everyone knows it, but not everyone knows PlaneShift. But the people that were basically playing on Linux at that time, they probably know us, because we were one of the few games to actually be, you know, available on Linux, and also the people on Mac, because we were releasing at that time already on 3 platforms, and then I guess that was probably the hardest part. The hardest part was to compile on 3 platforms at that time. It was really a mess. It was really a mess. Believe it or not. Do we have a get name which is actually, yeah, we have this one which is actually string. But yeah, I mean, our problem was that we were doing it mostly in the spare time, right? So that's so meaning in the evenings when we can, Saturdays and Sundays. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes we had a team of like, I don't know, 5-6 people. Other times it was only me. So depending a bit, you know, on how it was going. How does the game look in you now compared to the screenshot you showed? I can launch it if you want. It's no problem. Oh, I can actually connect to the server which is up, which is the quickest. I can show it to you. So maybe if there is also someone else watching and they are bored of seeing C++ conversion code, maybe I can show it to you. It's looking, I mean, it's obviously looking better from the point of view of shadows and lights. I think shadows and lights are definitely much better, even if I have to say in our overall game at the end we're not that bad. Lots of text, yes, I know. Today I said it was the bloodbath day, so but this is our game. This is the character selection screen. You can select a character like this guy, which is a big is a guy made of stone, of rock actually. These are all characters that I have in my account, but obviously you can click on create character and you will go through a character creation. Some models are a bit newer, others are a bit older, but then you click on play and you end. This is the city. Okay, this is the city scene from the top, but you couldn't. At the moment it's night, so but I can change the time because I'm God, and being God has its advantages. Yeah, so this is how the game looks today. Consider that some of these textures are 10+ years old, right? Some of those are even 20 years old, so I think they are still, you know, still decent, but obviously the geometry is very outdated. We obviously added new grass, so this grass obviously was not there in the old game. The trees are new, so are much nicer than in the old game. The shadows are a bit better. We changed the particles in the particle system, so for example the particle of this fountain is obviously much nicer than the one we had in the old game. We changed I have 0 spells. Okay. We changed all the spell effects and all the particle effects. So for example, if I go here and I check this fire effect, is obviously a new one, which is much better than the old game. But if you look inside, for example, this model, this is one of, I think, a very old model. If you see this model, I mean, it shows his age. Still usable. You can still use this model, but you know, if you look at it in wireframe, I don't know, maybe 70 polygons. So yeah, we have different cities, we have different NPC, monsters, we have about 500 quests in the game that you can make. Yeah, this particle system probably was one of the first that I did in Unreal, because it's really looking old style. But yeah, you have dungeons you can go in and things to explore, and yeah, I'm just jumping down randomly. I jumped too much, but anyway, here we are really in the depths of the game, and these are some of our monsters, which look also a bit outdated, but they are still the original ones. This one are still the original monsters. The texture are exactly the original ones. I didn't do any change because my strategy at the moment is to basically port the game as it is, as much as I can, with some improvements. Obviously, I mean, it's not exactly as it is because we did improvements, as I told you, like particles and other stuff. But then the guy's flickering, but I fixed it in the new version. Should not be flickering anymore. But we have a lot of stuff like scriptable AI, so we can script our NPC behavior We have a lot of, you know, different weapons. We have like 100 spells with different effects, and we have a world that anyway is interesting to explore. And this chair, this ladder should be changed a bit, right? There are a lot of different areas, different NPCs you can see. You can speak with NPC. You can speak with them, say hello. Maybe this guy would not have anything to say. No, he doesn't. We have a natural language parser, which is parsing the answers of the NPC, so you can somehow, you know, speak with them in a natural language. Somehow, I mean, it's not really perfect, but we have crafting. You can craft a lot of stuff. You can craft potions and cooking and bakery and herbalism and weapons. And my tiger froze. Ah, yes, it's not tracking me anymore. It's tracking me now. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, it's tracking my face, by the way. Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff. I don't know. We have petitions and skills and factions and magic and combat and guilds and guild wars and pets. I don't have a pet now, but we can manage pets. They can follow you, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And we have a unique setting with a lot of history, about, I don't know, 100 books in game, with a lot of, you know, stories and stuff. This was the most complete explanation I did. I hope it helped. And we have some heritage, so we are, as I told you, kind of an old game. And we are still here, which is the most funny part of all this story. Sometimes I have people coming back and saying, hey, I was playing your game when I was 15. Now I'm married, I have 2 children. I say, yeah, I know. How is going? How is life going? And they ask me stuff like, do you think my character is still there? And I say, yes, your character is there. And they say, oh my God, really? My account? Yes, your account is still there. Which is pretty funny. So here what we are trying to do, we are trying to do a format push. Oh my God, I don't remember how to convert this. This is my, by the way, this page is my cheat sheet on conversion from the old code to the new code. Here I have the old code and here I have the new code, okay? Just because it's easier for me to... So format push is actually pushing into an array a new value with a formatting. Oh my God. Yeah, because our old engine was having some pretty fun functions like this one. Like add to an array a new item while at the same time you are formatting it with a printf, right? And so some of those functions I need to change. Okay. Let me see if we can find other format push so that we do them all. Oh my God. Yes, there are a million of them. By the way, I have no idea. I don't remember what this code is doing. Save asset. Ah, yes, it's serializing the result of a tribe. But anyway, you can play the old game as well. The old game is still up and running. The old game is free and you can play it today if you want. And it's also open source, so if you want to check all the old code, you can. Get data. Why we still have some get data? I think I killed them all, no? Get data should be just replaced with nothing. Fine. And then we need to escape all the strings. Actually, there's only one string. Okay. Yes, I need to add one parenthesis to all of them. But anyway, thank you for the question. So at least you allow me to explain a bit about the game and what we are doing. Asset sector query object get name. I think this one is just becoming get name. No? Sector name. Yeah, sector name. Let me see if there are other format push. Yes, there are a million. Yeah, because most of this code, as you can see, this class is pretty big and is 2000 lines. And most of this, what this code is doing is basically reading the tribe's definition from the database and then is making our NPC think with those definitions. So that's why there is a lot of parsing into text, because most of the stuff that we have in the database is made of scripts, and those scripts are stored like in an XML format, right? Or similar. I mean, not exact. Yeah, it's a bit of XML and our own scripting language, and so so that the scripters can actually not be programmers, but still get. So we understood that this get name is name. But yeah, I really hope to finish quickly this part, at least the compilation. I mean, at least arriving to the point where it compiles, so that we can then move to testing some of it. Okay, but at the moment we are still into the compilation times. Let me see if E3 is doing something interesting, or they finished. I don't think they finished.
A game that has to do with food in 4K. It makes me want to grab my phone and hit that DoorDash button to hop right in. But let's jump into some more trailers, and Tam will interview Chikon with Soup Pot in our next developer interview. Here is a world premiere.
Goodbye, Warka. Thanks for joining. It was nice seeing you in the channel. I will definitely continue to follow you when you are online and I'm online, and we can share, you know, knowledge and information as needed. I don't know. I don't know about that game, but I don't know about that game. Yeah, there are a lot of format push. Really, so many. I don't know if we need them all, but it looks like. Okay, we finished the format push at least. But I don't think I will finish today because It's starting to be very late for me. It's nearly 1 a.m. and I think I'm gonna go soon. But NPC manager has no class, has no member recipe manager. That's strange though, because I think it does. Maybe it's just spelled differently. No, it's not. Didn't we say that recipe manager was actually part of NPC manager as a class? I think so. Do we need to do a get recipe something or no? Recipe manager. Recipe manager. We get it from theory should be here, but I don't remember who is yeah, is here. Let me check the old code 1 second because this is the old code. Whenever you see a white background is the old code, and when you see the black background, recipe manager. Yeah, we decided to remove it because it was not. We decided to remove it because it was not needed to be defined at this level, right? The recipe manager handling this tribe. But I think I did a bit of a mistake. So we can keep NPC managers separate. But probably recipe manager. Tribe recipe manager. We need to find when we create the tribes. And we said that the tribes are created in our PS server when we are spawning, not in spawn. We said not in spawn manager, but in PS server directly, huh? No, because in spawn manager we don't have it. No, is in NPC manager. I'm sure it's in NPC manager. But in NPC manager, so NPC manager is loading the tribes, I'm pretty sure. Come on, new tribe, you can do it. NPC client load tribes. I think that this part, NPC client load tribes. I think these low tribes, we don't have it at all in our yes, we have it. So this is already ported. Low Tribes is already ported, which is a very good news. Assuming that the code is there. Yes, the code is here. Okay, nice. That is very nice. So this code is already ported, and somehow it may even be working. But the problem is when we do new tribe. When we do new tribe, because what I'm seeing from the old code is that we pass the event manager, we don't care, but we also pass this recipe manager, and this recipe manager is defined globally in NPC client. Okay, I think it's fine. So in theory, it should be globally in my NPC manager. So why I cannot access it? Probably because it's private. Exactly, I have it here. Because it's protected. Okay, we can move it to public and fuck it. As easy as that. As easy as that, boys. We don't care. So having done this change now in our tribe, we don't need to pass that, and we can just do NPC manager, recipe manager. Now it's not spelled right, so my suggestion is to change the spelling, because at least they are compliant. But I think now it should kind of work. It should kind of work, boys. Yes. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. Guys, I think it's a bit late. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna finish this. Well, I don't know if one day will be enough, but I embarked into this, and I want to reach a point where it's actually working. We will see. We still have quite some errors, but I think I can sort them out quickly. So I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the stream, please click on follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and also check our Patreon site. We have a goal of 50 Patreons. We now are at 44. And if you want to join, you can get access to the alpha on our Patreon, and also get access to some of the news that I'm posting and some of the screenshots and things like that, and support us. Okay, thank you guys, have a good night, and see you tomorrow evening. Yes, I will be streaming, so we will see each other again tomorrow evening. Bye bye. Bye-bye, boys. Good night, Tony.